Welcome to Calming Harp, the sounds of David's Psalms. I'm glad you've joined us for this brief moment we share together. I will be playing some of the music that has been brought out of the Psalms. My name is Steve Rees. I play the harp, and over the last several years I've been bringing the sounds of David's Psalms into recordings. You can find a lot of my music on my website, www.calmingharp.com. I have CDs available and MP3s. And you can go to YouTube. If you go to YouTube and then type in Peregrinati, Peregrinnatti, you will find hours of beautiful harp music that you can just play in the background and be calmed with the music that David may have played for his sheep at one time or another. So as we share this half hour, join me and enjoy the sounds of David's harp. Well, good morning again, and it is the 1st of April, and I will not be playing an April Fool's joke on you, so you can relax. Anyway, that's all kind of interesting. Anyway, that's all I'll say. Anyway, going on to what I wanted to talk about today. It's been interesting as we've gone through the news. There's a lot of turmoil. And in Mississippi, I had a lot of people contacting me last week saying, are you okay? Is everything all right? We watched the pictures and there's just, everything is devastation. Are you okay? And so I'm here to report to all of you that we are fine. All of that went on in Mississippi was quite a bit north of us, several hours north. But thank you all for your concern. And then just yesterday, as we were traveling back down to Florida from Mississippi to help out with Shirley's dad some more, we were listening on the radio. Well, actually, there's not much radio reception, so we were listening on our internet to the weather service, and Little Rock got pounded. It looked like two different tornadoes went through the Little Rock, Arkansas area within an hour of each other, and just did all kinds of damage. The reports this morning said over 600 casualties, so pretty amazing. And at the same time, here in the United States, and I know some of you are listening from other places besides the United States, our political system is in turmoil, and our financial system is in turmoil. And so everywhere you turn is chaos and turmoil. And so I just thought it might be good to help focus our hearts, minds, and thoughts on where we really need to be focused, and that is our Heavenly Father. I think I've read this psalm before, but it seems appropriate today. Psalm 47 is actually written by the sons of Korah. And he says, "Oh, clap your hands, all you people, shout unto God with the voice of triumph. For Yahweh, Most High is terrible. Actually, this is Elohim is the word. No, it is Yahweh. Okay, I'm looking at my Strong's Concordance numbers. He is terrible, and the word terrible is not so much terrible. It's more like that we would stand in reverence before him, waiting for his word on what he's up to. He is a great king over all the earth. He will subdue the people under us and the nations under our feet. He will choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Yaakov, whom he loves. Selah. Stop and think about that. He has gone up with a shout, Yahweh with the sound of the shofar. Sing praises. This is a really great word. Zamru, zamar is the derivative here. Is to use musical instruments to play and to sing and to accompany and to celebrate in song and to bring forth praises. So zamra. And that word is used 3 times in this verse and then again the next verse. Sing praises to Yahweh. Well, actually, the word there is Elohim. Sing praises to Elohim. Sing praises. Sing praises unto our King. For Elohim is the King of all the earth. Sing praises, Zamra, with understanding. Elohim reigns over the earth. Elohim sits upon the throne of his holiness. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of our Elohim, of Abraham, the Elohim of Abraham. For the shields, or that word there is the protection or the defense of all the earth belongs unto Elohim, and he is greatly to be exalted. So I'm going to play a song out of my Illumination album. It's called The Path Through the Sea. And we did the Song of Moses last week. Well, this sort of comes out of the Song of Moses as well. It's the song that says, "Who is like you, O God, among the gods?" which comes out of the Song of Moses. So I'm going to play that. I called it Path Through the Sea. It's my own arrangement, and it's found on the Illumination album. So let's listen to that music, and then I'll come back with another one of the Psalms. Who is like you, O God among the gods? There are no other gods. All the other ones are is sticks and stones or figments of our imagination. Someone wrote me a note on one of my YouTubes this last week about all of the alternating gods we have, even in our own. We may not be bowing down and worshiping them like a golden idol or anything like that, but we have things that are acting as alternative gods in our lives. And I wrote him back, I said, my definition of an idol is anything that causes us to take our attention off of our Heavenly Father, our Creator. Anything that tries to take its place. We cannot serve God and mammon, so money can do that. Our political system can do that. Even political leaders can take the place of our Heavenly Father. The reality is that the only way our mess is going to get cleaned up is when our Heavenly Father, when Yeshua reigns on David's throne. He's the righteous King, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. He's the Sar Shalom, the Prince of Peace. And on his shoulders the government will be placed, and it will be a government of equity and righteousness. There is no man-made government that will ever give us that righteousness. It all comes down to our Heavenly Father, to Yeshua being that righteous King. And I long for that day. I wanted to read Psalm 99. That's the other psalm I wanted to go to. The Lord reigns, Yahweh reigns. Let the people tremble. And the word trembling is to stand in reverence before him. He sits between the cherubim. Let the earth be moved. Have you heard of any earthquakes lately? Anyway, Yahweh is great in Sion, and he is high above all the people. Let them praise your great and terrible name. And once again, that word terrible is that reverenced name. For it is holy. Kadosh is the Hebrew word. It's set apart. There's nothing else that can compare to it. The king's strength also loves judgment. You establish equity. You execute judgment and righteousness in Yaakov. Exalt you, Yahweh our Elohim, and worship at his footstool, for he is holy. Moses and Aaron among his priests, and Samuel among them that call upon his name. They called upon Yahweh, and he answered them. He spoke unto them in the cloudy pillar, and they kept his testimonies and the ordinance that he gave them. You answered them, O Yahweh, our Elohim. You were a God that forgave them. You took vengeance on their inventions, on their plans and purpose. He took vengeance, and that word there is a word that he executes just judgments. Exalt Yahweh your Elohim and worship at his holy hill, for Yahweh our God is, Yahweh our Elohim is holy. He is set apart. There is none like him. So I'm going to play Psalm 99. This is the music that comes out of that psalm. And then I'll return for some final comments for this week. Exalt Yahweh our Elohim and worship at his holy hill, for Yahweh our Elohim is holy. I just wanted to, it sounds, probably some of you are thinking, Steve, do you ever say anything else besides trust God, trust our Heavenly Father, trust our Creator? When you see bad things happening in the politics, in the finances, in the natural world, focus on our Heavenly Father. Do you ever say anything else besides that? Well, probably not. But you know what? That is the only answer. I think it's my position. It's the position I take, and the reason why I want to present these programs from week to week is because all week long, the news and everything else is yelling at us that everything's out of control. And leaders around the world are using ungodly techniques to manipulate the people into doing what is not right, what is not according to the plans that our Heavenly Father has. And so I just want to be that one little voice out there in the wilderness crying out, there is another way. We don't have to go this way. I know they're putting all the big signs up and they're putting the loudspeakers out and they're trying to drown out the still small voice of our Heavenly Father. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's the still small voice that's going to win. And I want to be on that side. So I hope you'll forgive me for belaboring this point time and time again, week after week after week. But in most respects, or after all, I should say, I really am not sorry. Because if I can be one voice that can remind myself and you and anybody who's willing to listen that all of this stuff that's being pushed at us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year through the media, it's all going to go away. There will come a day when it will be silent. And our Heavenly Father will speak in each one of us our ears as we are left standing. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Those are the words I want to hear. And I hope those are the words you want to hear. And so in order to hear those words, we have to stay focused. We have to stay on it. We have to continue to remind ourselves that this is the capital R reality. So I hope you've enjoyed our time together. Stay tuned, as I say. Little pun. I have many more songs to share with you. I have more to share about how this all comes together. And I pray that you will share and help people, especially those you see stressed, especially in these times that we're going through. Bring people to this calming and this peace and this rest that this beautiful music of the Psalms of David brings to each of our lives. Thank you for listening. Hope to see you next week. Many, many blessings to you all today.